There was a very specific moment in the late 1980s when Hollywood basically decided that subtlety was optional, but explosions were mandatory. Every movie needed a tough hero, a corrupt rich villain, at least one car chase, and preferably a moment where someone crashes through glass in a way that makes you wonder if the stunt coordinator lost a bet. And in 1988, that philosophy gave us Action Jackson, a movie designed to turn Carl Weathers into a full-blown action superstar. And depending on who you ask, it either became a cult favorite or a beautifully chaotic mess. And if you ask me, it's kind of both. The movie follows Detroit Police Sergeant Jericho Action Jackson, which is already an incredible name because you know exactly what kind of movie you're getting into. Jackson is a respected cop who got knocked down a few rungs after arresting the son of a powerful auto industry businessman. Because in the late 80s action movies, if you arrest a rich guy's kid, congratulations, you now have a vendetta for the next 90 minutes. Soon, union leaders start dying, corruption is everywhere, and Jackson ends up going rogue to expose a corporate conspiracy. It's part cop thriller, part revenge story, part buddy cop energy, part romance, and part we spent the stunt budget first and wrote scenes around it later. And the critics noticed this. The reviews when it came out were rough. A lot of critics felt like the movie was trying to be 5 different films at once. Comedy, dark crime drama, extreme action spectacle, and instead of blending together, they kind of elbow each other for screen time. Roger Ebert basically said the tone jumps so wildly it feels like multiple movies are stitched together. Which sounds harsh, but also feels pretty accurate if you've seen it. But here's the thing, it still made money. Not blockbuster money, not franchise launch money, but solid, respectable, hey, we didn't lose our shirts money. Which left it in this weird middle zone. Not a huge hit, not a failure, just there. Which is honestly where a lot of cult classics are born. And the thing is, Carl Weathers was never the problem. By 1988, he was already Apollo Creed. He was Dylan from Predator. The man had presence, charisma, the kind of voice that makes you believe he could arrest a thunderstorm. This movie was clearly built to make him a leading man action franchise star, and he absolutely commits. He runs, he fights, he delivers one-liners like he's been doing it his whole life. If anything, he feels like he's in a slightly better movie than the movie around him. And the supporting cast? It's basically a, hey, it's that person marathon. Craig T. Nelson, yes, the dad from Poltergeist, Coach, and Mr. Incredible himself, plays the villain, and he's actually really solid as this calm corporate monster who smiles while doing terrible things. He's exactly the kind of villain 80s action movies love. Rich, connected, and completely convinced consequences are something that happens to other people. Vanity plays Sydney Ash, a singer struggling with addiction who gets pulled into Jackson's orbit. She brings some real emotional weight to the movie, even if the script sometimes forget it introduced emotional weight 5 minutes earlier. She also contributed music to the soundtrack, which is very peak 80s multi-talent energy. And then there's Sharon Stone, popping up early in her career in one of those roles where modern audiences go, wait, is that? Oh wow, it is! Plus, this movie reunites Weathers with his Predator co-star Bill Duke, who immediately brings gravitas just by existing on screen. He's one of those actors where if he's in the room, the scene automatically feels more serious. There's even YouTube's own Tom Wilson in a fun cop role. I hear he was in some famous trilogy. Anyway, you should check out his YouTube channel. He's got some great videos out there. And here's some of the coolest weird trivia about the movie. It quietly shares supporting cast DNA with Die Hard. You've got an FBI guy, the news anchor, Argyle, the candy thief, and the guy who looks a lot like Huey Lewis. It creates this weird, unofficial, cinematic cousin vibe. Like maybe after Nakatomi Plaza, some of these guys just moved to Detroit and set up shop. It's not intentional world building, but it's very fun trivia. The movie was directed by Craig R. Baxley, whose background was in stunt work, including work on Predator, and you can absolutely feel that. The action scenes are big, physical, and sometimes feel like they were designed by someone who said, what if we push this 15% past what insurance recommends? And that's actually one of the movie's strengths. The action feels practical and tangible. People get thrown through real stuff. Cars hit real things. Explosions feel like they have weight. It's messy, but in a very 80s practical effects way that's honestly kind of refreshing now. Where the movie struggles is tone. One minute you're getting buddy cop style humor, the next minute you're getting genuinely dark violence. Then suddenly you're in a scene that feels like it wandered in from a totally different movie. It's not boring. It's never boring, but it can definitely feel like it's changing channels on you. You can almost see the studio hoping this would become a franchise. The name Action Jackson sounds like it was designed to be printed on VHS spines forever. And Carl Weathers had the charisma. The character could easily have supported sequels. But between the mixed reviews and just okay box office, it never happened. Which is kind of a shame, because you can absolutely imagine an alternate timeline where there were 3 or 4 of these, each getting progressively more ridiculous. Today, the movie sits comfortably in that flawed but fun 80s action category. It's not polished, it's not subtle, but it's incredibly sincere, and there's something really charming about that level of commitment. Now let's be honest, is this the best action movie of the 80s? No, not even close. Is it cohesive storytelling? Also no. Is it entertaining? Absolutely. Because even when it's messy, it's confidently messy. And Carl Weathers absolutely deserved a shot at being the main action hero, and this movie gives him that shot. Action Jackson really feels like opening a time capsule from 1988. It's chaotic, it's stacked with incredible character actors, it makes some very strange tonal decisions, and it's powered by a genuinely charismatic lead performance. And sometimes, that's exactly what you want from an 80s action movie. Because there are worse ways to spend 90-something minutes than watching Carl Weathers punch corruption directly in the face. Do you remember Action Jackson? Drop me a line down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.